3D Bond is a cementable osteoconductive bone substitute made of pure biphasic calcium sulfate. The material is a short-range space maintainer that may be used in the following three ways. First, it may be used as an augmentation material in itself, as long as the lesion's width is less than 10 millimeters long and it's surrounded by at least 3 osseous support walls. Second, it may be used as a cementable connective matrix for creating a composite graft by combining the material with any of the granular bone substitutes on the market, selected according to the clinician's preference. This combination creates a uniform hardened matrix that prevents the movement of granules and significantly reduces work time, while allowing treatment of a wide variety of lesions. The third possibility is using the material as a membrane over other augmentation materials, thereby preventing the invasion of soft tissue in the direction of the implantation site. In order to use 3D Bond as a composite graft, it may be combined with any granular bone substitutes, selected according to the clinician's preference at a ratio of 2:1. A ratio of 1:1 may be used if a long-term space maintainer is required. Before commencement, prepare the following items: a 3D Bond syringe, a sterile syringe for filling saline liquid, a sterile needle, sterile saline liquid, a flat sterile mixing dish with the clinician's preferred granular bone substitute, sterile gauze pads, and a sterile spatula or periosteal elevator. The 3D Bond syringe includes the syringe body, plunger, syringe tip, and plug. In order to use the material for creating a composite graft, the entire syringe tip is pulled off using a half-turn movement. Now, the material is dispensed into the mixing dish. After emptying the syringe of the material, the syringe plunger is pulled back to line 1 that is marked on the syringe body in order to allow the reloading of the material back into the syringe after it's prepared. In order to facilitate the work, it's recommended to use a flat mixing dish that allows for easy, comfortable mixing, as well as reloading of the material into the syringe body. Now mix the dry material in order to achieve a homogeneous mixture. Use the sterile saline to activate the material. It is important to remember that once the saline liquid comes into contact with the 3D Bond, it is activated, and the available work time is approximately 3 minutes long. For this reason, it's important that the lesion is prepared prior to the activation of the material. The amount of liquid required for activating the material is half the total volume. That is, if the mixture includes a 1 cc syringe of 3D Bond and half cc of granular bone substitute, then the amount of liquid should be 0.75 cc. The material is moistened by draining all the liquid in the syringe. The mixture is mixed until the surface acquires a shiny texture. At this stage, excess liquid is absorbed by placing a dry gauze pad over the material and slightly tapping it with a finger. Do not forcefully press the pad under any circumstances, as applying pressure over the material shall cause its immediate hardening. Once the pad is removed, the material is ready for use, and the surface is no longer shiny. The 3D Bond syringe may be used as a carrier in order to transfer the material to the lesion site. The syringe is filled by pushing it toward the material in half-turn movements, similar to loading amalgam in an amalgam syringe. Now, The material is brought to the implantation site and drained of its contents, allowing for a bit of excess material. One can also see that the material is attached to the bone. The material is well fastened using a dry gauze pad for approximately 5 seconds. Fastening the material is an important condition for achieving quality cement. It's possible to shape the material with a spatula or another carving instrument. Fasten the material again and then passively place a moist gauze pad for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, remove the pad and continue closing the soft tissue. It is not necessary to use a membrane together with the cement. However, we do recommend using membrane at least during the first few times until the learning curve is completed and one has experience with the material. Later, the clinician may use discretion as to whether or not to use it.